Nothing feels wrong at first because the ship keeps moving. Conversations continue without interruption, music carries on from room to room, and plates still rattle softly on tables as they have all evening. Whatever just happened does not announce itself. There is no violent jolt, no sharp sound that forces attention, and no single moment most people on board could point to and say, that was when something changed. For many, nothing seems to have changed at all. Minutes pass like this, ordinary ones filled with routine and motion, as the ship behaves exactly the way it has for hours, moving forward with the same steady confidence, which makes it difficult to grasp what is already underway beneath the surface. Before this, let's go back. The voyage has been unfolding exactly as expected from the moment the ship left port, on schedule and along a route that has already been mapped, tested, and trusted by countless crossings before it. Nothing about the journey feels experimental or uncertain. It has been designed to feel smooth, efficient, and controlled, with no reason for those on board to believe they are moving through anything unfamiliar. That sense of control is not theoretical. It is built into the ship itself, into its scale, its weight, and the way it moves through the ocean without appearing to struggle. Passengers absorb this without thinking about it. The smoothness of the crossing becomes evidence that everything is functioning as intended, reinforcing trust without ever having to ask for it. Ice is not an unexpected concept on this route, especially at this time of year. Reports are common enough that they are treated as part of the environment rather than interruptions to it. They arrive as coordinates and distances, not commands, as information to be noted rather than alarms that demand immediate reaction. Inside the wireless room, messages arrive steadily from other ships moving through the same region, each one short, technical, and familiar in tone. They are written down carefully, compared against charts, and filed alongside previous reports, handled through a process designed to manage exactly this kind of information calmly and consistently. There is no raised voice and no sense of urgency, because nothing about the process suggests that anything outside normal expectations is unfolding. On deck, the night feels unusual but not threatening. The cold air draws people outside, and the quiet softens conversations as the ship moves through darkness that feels still rather than dangerous. The ship itself feels solid beneath their feet, immovable and reliable, its sheer size absorbing uncertainty before it has time to form. Below deck, engineers hear nothing unfamiliar, only the steady rhythm of engines they have been listening to since departure, a vibration so constant it fades into the background of awareness. Nothing in that rhythm suggests strain or imbalance, and without a mechanical signal demanding attention, there is no reason to intervene. Slowing down would be noticeable. It would alter that rhythm, ripple through routines, and invite questions that would require explanation. Not because reducing speed is impossible, but because continuing feels normal, like the natural continuation of a system already in motion. Small course adjustments are made quietly and without ceremony, logged as routine refinements rather than meaningful changes in intent. Each adjustment reinforces the idea that the situation is being handled, that incoming information fits within expectations rather than challenging them. No single report arrives with enough weight to interrupt continuity. Each one makes sense on its own, and together they still do not outweigh the confidence that has already taken hold. As the night progresses, visibility becomes harder to judge. Without strong contrast, distance loses clarity and shapes take longer to separate themselves from the darkness. From the bridge, nothing looks immediately wrong. Without a clear visual signal, information remains abstract, correctly processed and logically understood, but never fully felt. Stopping now would require acknowledging that something has shifted enough to justify delay and deviation. No moment arrives with that level of clarity. The cost of stopping begins to change. It is no longer technical or mechanical, but psychological. Expectations have already been set. Confidence has already been displayed. Continuing forward feels less like a decision and more like the default state of things. Look out, scan ahead, using methods shaped by nights that offered more contrast and clearer feedback, relying on experience formed under different conditions. Surprise is not part of the routine. When something finally appears ahead, it does not look like danger. It appears first as an irregularity, a shape that takes too long to resolve itself against the background. By the time it does, distance has already collapsed. The response follows immediately, trained and procedural as orders are given, and systems react exactly as they were designed to. What follows is not dramatic. There is no explosion and no violent impact, only a brief contact that is easy to misinterpret. Many people on board do not notice anything at all. Conversations continue. Music plays on. The ship feels unchanged. Below the waterline, damage spreads quietly across multiple compartments, each responding as designed, doors closing, and systems engaging without drawing attention to themselves. Calculations begin, revised, updated. Not all at once, but gradually, as the range of possible outcomes narrows without announcement. Lifeboats are prepared methodically, covers removed, ropes checked, and boats lowered carefully into the darkness. There still seems to be time. Space remains unused as boats leave the ship, not from panic or indifference, but from a misunderstanding of scale. The ship does not fail suddenly. It does not collapse in a single moment. It continues along a path shaped by earlier continuity, one that no longer allows meaningful change. By the time the angle of the deck becomes undeniable, the sequence that led there has already completed itself. What follows unfolds slowly, over hours, as systems built for stability respond to conditions they were never meant to reverse. The crossing does not end where it was expected to. The meaning assigned to it comes later, after survival, after loss, after distance. In the moment itself, there is no clear boundary, no obvious before or after, only a continuation of actions that once felt reasonable and now simply cannot be undone.